I love that you're sharing that. Have you read any John Maxwell stuff?
No.
Okay, so
John
he's
Maxwell,
another.
what does he do?
Bedros also recommended. He's like, you only need 2 leadership mentors: John Maxwell, Jocko Willink. And I was like, what? So one of the things that Maxwell says is to for this shift is from being the soloist to the conductor. But sometimes we got to be a soloist too to show that we're a beast too. But most of the time we have to be the conductor. So like, what does a conductor do? They don't really get that much the credit.
You go.
Right?
Yeah.
They don't really get that much the credit. So like that's usually like the coach or whatever. But then the UFC fighter or like the whoever competing at jiu-jitsu, boxing, whatever, they get the spotlight.
Yeah.
Right? Because they get the medals.
Yeah.
They get the glory. And then the conductor or coach is just kind of in the back. Right? And so like, but that's hard for people's egos sometimes.
Yeah. I actually would rather be in the back.
Right. But like, you know,
like
but for like, especially like people, salesperson, A-type personality, it's sometimes hard.
Yeah. They want to stop.
It's very hard to not get the attention, like that kind of attention.
Yeah.
But if we can shift it to like, I mean, you know, no problem. But in the sense of like soloist to conductor.
Yeah.
Which I feel you're doing.
Conductor. I gotta try and be that. Yeah.
Conductor. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Dude, if you can read just like a book or 2, audio book, and those 2 guys, John Maxwell and Jocko Willink, I would probably recommend. It's on Audible. Leadership Strategies and Tactics. That's Jocko Willink.
Jocko, yeah.
Really opened the eyeballs.
Yeah, he's the military.
Navy SEAL route. I like having that polarity.
Yeah.
One was a pastor and more of a business coach.
Yeah.
And then one was like in the trenches in the war.
Yeah.
And then came up in the war. And so the thing is, they come up with the similar philosophies.
Yeah.
Just different stories and how they got there.
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes Maxwell stuff hits better for some people. Sometimes Jocko stuff hits better.
Yeah.
But if you just read those 2 authors, I promise you're gonna 10x. Yeah. If you whatever's in the book and
I'm buying it today, dude.
Yeah, put in an audio book or a screenshot, send it to me, be like, bro, I'm listening to it, and listen to it 10 times. It's just like fitness, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't say like, hey, just do a bicep curl once and then you're done.
Yeah.
Or like, what happens if I say, Gilbert, dude, you have a 6-pack. Congratulations, you can stop working out.
Yeah.
No, right?
You can eat McDonald's now.
No, every day, right? You can't just stop.
Yeah.
That's the beginning, and like I feel like with the books, like what you're saying, it's like specific topics for specific seasons, and I feel like right now, if you just go through those 2 guys, I'd probably start with Leadership Strategies and Tactics, and then John Maxwell. There's a book called 21 Laws of Leadership. Great book.
That sounds like exactly what I need.
Great book, yeah, because everything we just talked about reflects that. You don't like the self-respect thing, right? Law of respect is like people will follow people that they respect, and then it's hard to follow someone you don't respect.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, oh man, I don't really respect this person.
Yeah, like
it's hard. But then where does it come from? Self-respect, self-discipline, self-control. And then that's why it's good to have those two books. And
I like that. Yeah, I'm picking that up today.
Yeah. And some people tell me it's a lot of pressure, pressure or what's the word? Responsibility, whatever, like, because people are watching you more, it's like, hey, Gilbert, like, what is he smoking weed on the side? Especially as your team gets bigger. Like, hey, dude, he got fucking blackout wasted on at that bar over there. Right. And then like they're watching more.
Yeah.
And so even more so, gotta set like one of the principles, set the example occasionally, and then lead from all 3. Sometimes from the front, by example. Sometimes, and then you don't want to do too much of that, right? Because then it's like, well, I can just leave it to Gilbert. He'll take care of it. And then sometimes in the middle, hey bro, let's make some phone calls together.
Yeah, work together with him.
Hey, real fast, let's make a video message, bro. Boom, and then we're doing it together, right?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? Blah, blah, blah. Sometimes it's from the back. Gilbert, you got this.
Yeah.
Let me know, right? And then
I've actually
3 levels.
I never did that. I actually just straight went into start directing them to start doing things
from the front,
from the back. Just started like telling them to do things, which a lot of them were kind of like uncomfortable with, you know. Yeah. So that's a better way of attacking that.
Right. Sometimes with them.
Yeah, show them first, you know, or do it with them, kind of deal, so they get a little bit more comfortable, and then you go. That's really good.
I promise that the books, those 2 books, will change 80%. Like, I guarantee it'll 10x if you just keep listening and then make that like the subconscious.
Yeah.
Because if we only go from the back, and I tell you, hey Gilbert, you go do this,
straight dictator.
Because then you're gonna be like, dude, like let me see how you do it, right? Because you're gonna be like, dude, show me. Like if I show you a jujitsu move, or if I don't show you, I just say, hey, do that. Gilbert, I want you to do an arm bar. You're gonna be like, sure,
okay,
right? And then, but versus I said, hey, let's do it together. And then lead from the front would be like, all right, Gilbert, I'm gonna show you how to do an arm bar. Boom. This is how we do it. Bang, bang, bang. Pinch your hips. Boom. Your knees together. From the front now together. From in the trenches, right? In the trenches. All right, let's do it together. We're in the trenches together. We're in the grind together. Now you trust me more. Okay, great. Like, oh, that's how you do an arm bar. Thanks for doing it with me. Now when I ask you, Gilbert, can you show me an arm bar? You're like, yeah. And if I give you feedback, constructive feedback, and say like, you know, oh yeah, bro, if you just pinch your knees a little bit more and control the wrist, it'll be a better arm bar. You're not going to resist me as much. Right? Because if it's just from the back, you'll be like, dude, you didn't show me that. In the back of your mind, right? In the back of your mind.
Like, what do you mean?
You didn't even show me that. Right? You're going to have a little bit more resistance. And that's
questioning it.
That's what these guys talk about.
Wow.
And Bedro says, particularly Jocko stuff, and he sent him and his team to Muster, which is the live event, and it like changed the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah, Fit Body Boot Camp.
So that's what I need to do because we're starting to do like more like teaching stuff, you know, online. You know how to. So we did a video the other day with me with the Bulgarian split squat.
Okay.
And what I wanted to do is have all the trainers do that.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, like, hey, you go. But instead of me just dictating them, like, hey, you make a video, because they're all kind of like, I don't know, you know, I'm gonna stutter, this and that. I think I'm gonna approach it that way instead of like, hey, you know what? I'll do it first. I'm gonna show you how to do it, and then maybe we could do another one together.
Yeah.
You know,
there you go.
And then let them do it.
And they'll actually feel more comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
Too. And they'll respect you more. Because you're doing it. You're not just telling them, it's like, all right, Gilbert, you do this. They'll be like, oh, wait, right? He's doing it. Like,
he did it.
Or,
did it.
You know, or even like if it's with together.
Right?
Sales calls, right? If you just say, hey, make the sales call versus the first time, they're terrified. Like, hey, Gilbert, I'm right next to you. Like, I'm just going to make some phone calls. And sometimes you just make them first, like what you said.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so I think,
dude, this is like turning me
excited.
On. This is exciting, bro.
Good stuff.
JoJo's like giggling, and he's like, I know JoJo's like, God damn, man. Yeah.
We get into the entrepreneurship.
Dude, this is good.